Welcome. Today we'll be discussing the Take Home Tech initiative that aims to put Chromebooks in the hands of all 7th and 8th grade students at Mustang Middle School for take-home purposes, for in-school purposes, so on and so forth. My name is Joe Wagnon. This is for my Educational Technology Leadership course. Primarily, we're discussing this because of the potential benefit to students, students being surrounded by technology every day. It's becoming an increasing importance in daily life. Tech is also an ever-increasing career path. The more common it is in their lives, the more interesting it is, and the more likely that students are to want to participate in it as they grow up and start considering careers. The use of these Chromebooks can also help encourage critical thinking, higher order thinking. These things are necessary to consider on testing and the like. And it also helps with the manipulation of tech and the life skill that is, and the skill that it becomes when we're discussing the educational processes. Why Chromebooks for all? The main goal of this initiative is to help increase our math and reading scores on the OCC tests at the end of the year. It also can improve student achievement by increasing their interest, and their overall interest and enjoyment in school can also improve the school climate. Funding is the big question. Fortunately, we are lucky in our district to have access to a great number of Chromebooks in the first place, and Chromebook carts and things like that. So the cost is relatively minimal in the grand scheme because we are just adding to an already large quantity of Chromebooks. The total device cost would be roughly $57,000, just over that. The accessibility costs, the things like chargers and charging stations that we don't already have in place, would be almost $4,000 for a total cost of $61,419.44. How are we going to pay for this? Because of the small cost, we can potentially find some of the money in the general fund, but we also have a bond initiative coming up in the coming year that we can tag this onto, and any other leftover cost we can look for in terms of grants, things like the Lowe's Toolbox for Education Fund and community partnerships. The Lowe's Toolbox Fund could be especially beneficial considering our community already has a strong bond with Lowe's. And this grant is intended to go towards learning and technology and things like that, and directly incorporates with this initiative. PD, super important here. Beginning thing that we need to concern ourselves with workshops and things like that, and allow teachers to brainstorm, give them the opportunity to take a hands-on approach in developing lessons and things like that from a more abstract purpose, so that they can begin to develop a more streamlined implementation of the devices. Specifically, we could also include teacher-led instruction, place teachers that are significantly adept in the use of these Chromebooks in a position to disseminate the information and show the teachers positive ways that these things could be incorporated in the classroom use. And of course, PLC time is becoming an ever important way to share information and to increase understanding by building in some PLC time to understand how we're going to develop coursework and develop lesson plans to better utilize these devices is very important. How long is it going to take? We will begin purchasing and acquiring the tech in the springtime. Once the tech has been acquired, we will begin to set protocols in place. We'll begin to determine best ways and best practices of disseminating the Chromebooks and making sure that they're accounted for and that the security is taken care of. This is where we'll begin our roundtable discussions to determine best use of the Chromebooks and to really develop a commitment to their use and the benefits that could come from all students having access to them. In the fall, we start implementing. We start using it daily in classrooms, but along with that, there's going to be some issues that pop up. We're going to do a little bit of troubleshooting, and we're going to learn from some mistakes and begin to develop better lessons using these Chromebooks. We'll also start pre-testing. We'll start getting students used to manipulating the Chromebooks in a testing environment, give them the opportunity to begin developing those skills that can help them improve their test scores simply by making them more comfortable with the testing environment. We'll continue on in the spring. We'll assess our progress, see how we're doing. We'll look at those pre-tests and we'll see if the students are benefiting from their constant use of the Chromebooks. We'll evaluate needs, see if there's any adjustments that need to be made, and then we'll continue pre-testing, continue giving them opportunities to familiarize themselves with the testing process. Summer, we're going to, after the tests and the OCT tests have been taken, we're going to assess that data. We're going to really see if we have succeeded in improving those test scores. We're going to then reassess the needs. We're going to see if there's any more Chromebooks that we need, if there's any more accessibility needs that are in place, and we're going to check and see if there's anything that we could be doing better to make this initiative an even greater success. Was it a success? How are we going to know? These OCC tests will give us data over the summer to determine whether or not there was a direct link between our familiarization with the testing, this testing scene around the use of Chromebooks, and see if it has improved our testing scores. We'll also check with the staff and the students and the parents, and we'll develop surveys to ask them what their experiences were. Did they enjoy it? Did it make them feel more comfortable? Did students appreciate their access to the tech? Did the staff learn to develop new lesson plans that were challenging and that helped improve their ability to disseminate information? And did the parents have any issues with it? Was it a problem for them? Was it something that they could get on board with and that they really appreciate? And then where do we go from here? Despite these challenges, the benefits of incorporating this technology far outweighs concerns. It's very important for us to evaluate best practices and determine what tech will serve the greatest benefit. And I believe that for our student populace, it is these Chromebooks. Lastly, proper training and being open-minded will promote increased learning and opportunities to provide students with necessary life skills. Okay, these necessary life skills and these increased learning opportunities are what we build education on. And by doing so, by committing to these students and the opportunity to have access to these devices, we are putting our faith in our students and their ability to reach new levels that we were not certain were possible. Thank you very much.